that female should be light skinned.
Over here on Adams Street in Dorchester, allegedly a pickup truck, a black pickup truck, hit a couple of poles and took off and did some damage over here. Let's take a quick peek at how I don't know what he did. I guess there's like a wire draped across the street, but you guys get to see it. Nothing major. Like, you guys can disconnect that wire and drag it across if you wanted to, but I guess they're gonna wait for the street lighting to come out, take care of it. So somehow, I guess he hit this pole, knocked it down, and took off. As you can see, they got this blocked off over here. Got that blocked off over there. It's one of those street lighting poles. So right now it's not live. Well, it shouldn't be live because the sensor is not, the dusk to dawn sensor didn't kick in yet. But it will be live once it gets dark enough. Unless that's the feeder. Now, if that's the feeder, it's already live. So it all depends on which, if it's upstream or downstream. So if this is the feeder pole, then that's the live pole. But if it's the downstream or the upstream pole rather, then it's not live. One or the other. That's what you have so far. Somebody decided they wanted to knock down a friggin' light pole. Nothing major, but it's something. Take a quick. So the buses can't make it through because of that reason. Safety concerns. So they have to try to reroute these buses and get them somewhere else. I'm surprised the fire department, maybe they're not trained for that though. Maybe they can't do it. Because the fire department were here earlier. I'm surprised they wouldn't just pull the wires to the side and just isolate them and make things good. But maybe that's not their, that might not be their specialty.
EMS is transporting my partners in the back. I'm following. Cancel transit. It didn't happen on the bus.
So over here is, this is King Street right here. We're at King and Adams right now.
Assaulted him. Okay.
And these buses can't really reroute unless the inspector or the supervisor comes out and tell them when to reroute or where to go. They got to give them a specific route because they might end up in a dead-end street or something and can't get out of it, you know. Some of these bus drivers not even from the area, so that's what makes it. That car's not paying that officer no mind. He's just looking. He's not paying that guy no mind at all. All right, so that's what we have. Light pole knocked down by, who knows, maybe a drunk driver or somebody not paying attention. I just want to see what the sign says over here. Loose soccer registration. So if you want to register some youth soccer, you always can check that out.
No, sir, sorry. A lot of stories here. It didn't happen on the bus. They came off the bus. All right, got it.
Gray tack strips.
Brick-based operations.
Brick-based.
We have the incident on camera. If someone wants to give us a call at 6014.
All right, guys. Hang around for a little bit and see if the street lighting division comes out and to remove those wires out of the street. That one is not even, it's only hanging by one wire up there. I don't know what's going on with that.
What's that extension of the break? 601.
Yeah, actually they're not supposed to do that. Like, that's temporarily. They're not supposed to leave wires draped across like that for a long period of time. Now I understand why they do it. What happens is sometimes the conduit that runs from this pole to that pole either collapse or the wire breaks. and they can't pull the other wire through, and they can't get a snake through there to pull the wire. So either the pipe is crushed or it's not usable anymore. So then what they end up doing, they call it like daisy chaining. So they run it from a live known source, and just to get power so the rest of those lights will work. And then, but no, you got so much time before you correct it. You're not supposed to just leave those wires up there like that. I forget how much time you have, but I think it's like 20 weeks or 20 something. I forget what it is. I have to look it up. But you can't leave it up there for a long period of time. It's happening. So this just has the negative positive. Doesn't really have the ground. I guess the ground snapped off. At least that's what it looks like anyway. So they're gonna be out here for some time.
Charlie 902.
Trying to wait for the
902. Can we get some relief for the 431 up at Kennebec?
It's a very easy fix. You know, snap off, cut the wires, tape them up, pull them to the side of the road. The black wires, this main wire here is the only one that's just stopping them from doing it.
I have it.
I wonder what they do for Good Samaritan. Just walked over there and started cutting wires and wrapping it up.
Safely returned home. I'll be elsewhere to report.
A lot of people getting impatient on the bus. She said they can get off the bus and walk. So they're gonna get off the bus and probably walk. We'll get an image of these people getting off the bus walking. Guess that's the last stop. So you turn the bus back and go back to the station. What they could do too, see how there's a bus on each side? Well, that's kind of a lot of work though. Get off this bus, walk to that bus. The people on that bus walk to this bus, and both buses just turn around, go back to the station, do their route that way. I mean, you could do it that way, but you have to get permission to do it though. You can't just do it on your own.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just tired. I done did 12 hours, so I'm ready to go home. Have a good weekend.
If I go over there and cut those wires and wrap them up, will you stop me? No, I know how to cut them and wrap them up. I got tape in my pocket and everything. I got you on the camera. How often is your bus? How often is your bus rerouted on Adams Street?
Just to recap, I think I gave
Yeah, how often is it rerouted? At least once every other month, right?
I don't think so. It's my first time in my 20 years working for MPTA.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, okay. You should being honest. All right, take care. Have a good one. All right. So I don't know. These people probably just gonna hang out and wait because they got a longer run to go.
And was also wearing black on black. One male had a laptop computer. He was not involved. He was just with the group.
So they got something going on Warren Street by that's Warren Street by Grove Hall. Some young kids did something. Who knows what they did?
Got those males.
So we're gonna hang out here for a little bit, see if street lighting shows up. They called street lighting about what time was it now? At least 20 minutes ago. So like I said, we'll see how long it takes for them to respond. And they do have a long response time, so this you would think this would be a priority, but there's nothing in the city of Boston that's actually a priority anymore. So it wouldn't be surprising. That's actually a hard hit though too, because if you look at it, if I'm looking at this the right way, yeah, because the base of that pole, because the big side is, which is this side right here, That's the base of the pole. But I'm trying to see where the base in the ground is at. It's probably like right there. So that means that whole pole got ripped off the base. If that's the base right there. That's the only place where the base would be at. Cause where else would it be at? Interesting. We'll hang around. Like I said, these buses can't move until their supervisor gives them authorization. They can't alter the route unless they got permission to do so. In other words, because if something happens when they, say for example, he takes this right up King Street and he accidentally, like, I don't know, knocked down a tree or something, they're gonna hold the bus driver at fault for that because he was doing that under his own, how do you call it, will. He wasn't supervised to do so. Then he's got to get drug tests and all that kind of crazy stuff and loses privilege to drive until they do a full review. It's a whole lot of rigmarole at the T. That's a whole different story with the T. One day we'll do a story on the T, but it's a lot of stress under the T right now. A lot of bus drivers getting assaulted and all kind of stuff like that. So he's making that turn that way. Maybe the dispatch told him to go down that route right there. But the problem is that's a very narrow street. Well, he must gonna do a reverse. That's a one-way street, so he's gonna turn around. I think he took the bus out of commission. That's a tough turn. Why is he turning like that? That's a heck of a. Well, I guess he can do it. So he's gonna U-turn it, cause he can't go down King Street. That's a one-way street. So he's probably gonna just turn around and go the other way. Shut his lights off, so there must be nobody on the bus.
Go ahead. I'm coming fast in Itasca now, headed towards Harvard.
The good thing about those buses, they have a good turning radius on the wheels.
No, he's still on Cummins Highway. I'm just stuck at a light right now, so I think.
Yeah, so he just turned around and is going back to I'm not sure where he's coming out of. He's probably coming out of Ashmont Station. That sounds about right. Yeah, maybe he's coming out of Ashmont Station. When you're in dark clothes like that, they can't even see you. Just so you know. They can't see you. Like, no, they can't see you. Trust me. I've been driving through the city of Boston for a while. They can't see you like that. You could do that all day, and then they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. Like, trust me. The reason why I know, because when I'm driving, when someone walks in front of you, unless you're paying attention, all you see is like a silhouette. So it's these street lights. They suck, man. They're bad. They're horrible. This person's not paying attention. Look at this. He's telling them go up there, and she's going. That's the thing we talked about. People not understanding, speak English and follow directions. So if you have a license, right, for example, you can get a license without knowing how to read, without knowing how to write. You don't have to even speak English. Matter of fact, you don't have to even be a citizen of the United States, to be honest with you. That's how bad it is. So, and then you wonder why there's so many car accidents on the road, because no one follows proper signage. No one knows proper directions. One lady didn't know what a stop sign meant. Like, I swear to God, I kid you not, didn't know what a stop sign meant. And it's bad. It's really, really bad. This one's turned around too. So, yeah, you guys get power. The street has no power. So these lights did activate on this side, but the lights over here did not activate. So that's upstream, I guess. So fair to say, that's probably the feeder right there, that one that's knocked down. Because if it wasn't, those ones would be activated. So for example, if the power was coming from that light, the far light over here, that one would be lit that one will be lit, but these won't be lit because the line's coming here. So I'm saying that I'm thinking the power is right there. I still can't see that base though. I don't see the base. I'm trying to figure out where the base is, but I think the base is like right there. Gotcha. I was trying to see the base on the ground, but I can't even see it. Watch those people over there though. Don't worry about me, worry about them. They're not gonna pay attention for sure. These people are like literally walking on the sidewalk. Like me, I can pick that up and walk with it in my hands, no problem.
Right on Tacoma.
Always watch for the ones that are not watching what they're doing. Like most of the time, the camera guy, well, I'm not saying some cameramen are not that smart. Most of the time, the camera guy knows what he's looking at. Most part. Sometimes they don't, but because sometimes you something. This is Whidden Street, Whidden. So if you're curious about Whidden Street, matter of fact, this is Adams Templeton. So I used to work at Adams Templeton. So these buildings right here are all part of Adams Templeton, which is managed by HMI Properties. So this was the building that was on the news a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, where the guys pretended to be city workers and allegedly tied someone up and, you know, robbed them, whatever. Like I said, we say alleged because we don't know all the details behind it. This is HMI, which is Housing Management Resources. So, and these buildings here, they own, or they manage these buildings right here too, which is the same management company. Then you got some other buildings over further down. Forget what street that is. Monsignor Lighting Reynolds Way. I believe that's how you say it. So while I'm killing time waiting for the just want to see how long it takes them to show up. Like if it takes them more than 45 minutes, I'll probably head up out of here. But Adams Templeton. That's what that is. And I'm not too sure if I think it was the building I was just at that had that issue. I don't think it was this building. Let's go up there. How you guys going, man? And that's okay. Yeah, do your thing, man. Like I said, I think it was that building over there. I don't think it was this particular one. I have to really look it up to find out which the exact address was. It was definitely on Adams Street. It wasn't the other one. I want to say it was that one over there. Alright guys, like I said, I'm hanging around for a little bit. See if street lighting shows up. Like I said, I don't know what their ETA is, but the city of Boston has a terrible ETA when it comes to response for like light poles down and stuff. And I don't know if they got other jobs that they're doing, or if they have a dedicated crew just for you know, street lighting, or well, they do have a crew for street lighting, but are they just doing like emergency calls, or are they just doing like repairs and emergency calls? This car here is not even like he wants to slow down. Wow. Interesting. You gotta slow down, buddy. You're going too fast. Speed limit is 20 miles an hour in the city. 25 in some places. Like I was telling that police officer, like if I was standing in the street with dark clothes on, half the drivers can't see you. Like these lights are a little bit brighter than the lights over there, but they literally can't see you. If you ever driven in the city of Boston and someone walks in front of you with dark clothes on, you see something. If your eyes ain't that great, you're seeing like a shadow, like a. Let's see if I can show an example. Like the camera's not gonna do justice. So picture somebody standing like where that cruiser is right now, and I'm trying to zoom in on that cruiser, and you see like a silhouette, but you won't see the actual. If your eyes are not focused, you won't see nothing at all. So you really got to look at what's in your way and what's not in your way. But you guys that got drive in the city, you guys probably see it all the time. Dark silhouettes jumping out in front of you. You gotta squint your eyes to find out what it is. Like I said, we're gonna hang around for as long as we can. Playground sign. So some people will see that sign and not know what that means either. I swear to goodness, somebody will drive right by that and not even notice that sign.
Is remember the best team still on? Can you switch to 5 again to the best team for 5, 1937?
Well, Adam Robert. Let me know if you need another unit there for wash.
So in reality, he has the cruiser on the wrong side of the street. So if you're blocking traffic coming like inbound, then you should be on the inbound side. If you're blocking traffic on the outbound side, you should be on the outbound side. That's the only reason why I say that, because, well, I'm not going to say how I know, but that's how I know. So you always block the side that the traffic is on. You don't put the car on the side the traffic is coming out of. Put the car on the side where the traffic's going into. So that way, if they go around you, you're going on the wrong side of the road and they're in the wrong. So somebody can mistakenly think you're blocking off the outbound side, and the inbound side is still free to go inside, if that makes any sense. So just paying attention to some detail. You know, a lot of people like watch my videos and they see things like that, and they use it as like a tutorial type thing. And everybody's like, I know Mark Means he's big on safety, so he always goes, where's your high visible vest? And he emphasized this so many times. He says safety first, safety first, safety first. And a lot of times you see officers without the high visible vest on, but theoretically they should have it in their cruiser at all times. Matter of fact, you should probably have it on, because you're in the streets more than you realize it. You should have a high visible vest at the ready at all times. At all times. So a lot of cars are using this as like a cut through. That's what they're using this as now. Like a cut through. So it's not a. See how these people are walking right here? You can't even see them on the sidewalk. That's what you see in the city of Boston. Like if I zoom in real close, you see like a shadow, but you really can't see who they are. So when you drive to the city of Boston streets, that's what you see when you're driving. It's pretty much, you know what I mean? I'm serious. I'm not making it up.
Check a silent call from the cell phone in the area, 107 Lawn Street. I think I got a couple callbacks. 5-3, yep. We'll go to this one.
Just curious, you know, right now I've been recording for about 25 minutes. So I'm curious, I'm just gonna see how long the ETA is for street lighting. I hang around like something serious comes up in the city, I drop what I'm doing and go check it out. But I'll probably record as long as I can until we see what happens.
contact station. Houston police again. Yeah, scared. Don't want to leave here. The resident wants to get in their house. We'll update the police.
That box right there, that's a fire alarm like communication box. That's where they do all their it depends on what they're doing. So I think that's where they have a lot of junction wires and stuff in there. You might find a relay or so, but I think there's more junction wires than anything else.
Engine 24, an unconscious person, 48 Harlem.
Like these cars, if they're all looking like they don't know which way to go. They all came to a stop. They all sit there, and they're puzzling on which way to go.
1941.
Well, here comes the street lighting now. They just pulled up. So they got here. That's not too bad. That's about 25, actually almost 30 minutes maybe. So street lighting just pulling up. So let's watch how quick they separate the wires and be on their way. This is pretty quick. The only thing he got to do is he might have to wait for somebody to help him hoist that light pole on the back of the truck. But he needs the other truck to do it. I think that's the bucket truck he has. He needs the lift truck to lift the pole up. At least that looks like a bucket truck. I can't tell from this angle. Yes, it looks like a bucket truck from where I'm seeing.
415.
Engine 7, you can return.
Which means fire in the backyard at 48 Harlem Street. Got an unconscious Bill back there. Can't look him up.
This is actually belongs to the city.
You didn't
Lighting department.
you didn't retire yet, man?
Man, retired. There's no such thing.
I thought you would have been retired like 20 years ago.
Be something trip.
Actually, that's Eversource. That's Eversource, dude. He's been working there for like over 30 years or so.
Make sure when you leave out of here, your knees not working.
Oh man,
It's not working.
you gotta retire early.
Medicate your ass till you die.
Engine 16 calling.
Man, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. So Eversource they don't touch it because that's a city thing. So and I mean, in this, you know, I mean, city is city, Eversource is Eversource. So it is what it is. The city has a long response time. That's the problem too. They do have a long response time. I don't know what those guys do, but like Eversource in Natural Grid, they have an hour of response time. They have a give or take an hour, but City of Boston might take 5 hours.
They usually have somebody on.
Well, they do. They got like a skeleton crew. They got some. But
But having the car hit it, I don't understand. I don't know where they
the feeds come from. Yeah, I know. I think that might be the feed right there. To be honest with you,
up or feed down.
I think it might be feed up because see how the lights. Well, I'll say that's a good question too.
Pedestrian struck 2362 Washington Street.
Right.
Roxbury. Pedestrian struck 2362 Washington Street.
Now let them cut those. They get paid to cut their wires. Let them cut their wires.
I'll just make it safe so nobody messes with it.
Bravo 415.
They want job security.
710, 419, forward in the order.
Keep the lights on, man. This is more
Wash.
security.
The head entry
Now,
there.
that's nothing wrong.
Here's don't see this.
That's true too.
Probably mess rolling.
Well, they get.
You lay on me, nothing works. You don't eat, can't sleep, can't get up, can't have no coffee. You do nothing without electricity.
That's true.
Charlie service car fire with a 4th Century, 46 Fremont Street.
See that guy walking the sidewalk? He looks like a silhouette. You could barely see him. Unless your eyes focus on him, you can't really see him. But he's approaching on the He's approaching. You might see when he steps into that light right there. But that's how you see when you're driving down the street. That's,
March and April is what it is. We're getting rain. I can accept that. They just make the grass greener in the summer.
Up to 56203.
Go ahead.
People do stuff like this. This is the problem.
Marine System Corps at 23 Dry Dock Ave for a commercial alarm. Suite 620.
I don't know how far he would have ran.
We got it.
Girls called truck. Smoked it.
Channel mode.
I'm calling engine 16.
There.
Commander. Engine 16, please report all their units in the district are tied up at this time. The next available
As long as you put
unit.
a
Okay.
time on it,
Okay, the message.
camera around the corner, they get screwed.
1940.
The auto investigator.
Yeah, I can't get away. Scratch your ass on it.
There's a camera everywhere.
Everywhere. I'm up in the bucket working
Bound,
something.
calling engine 14. Engine 14. Active location of 2345 Washington Street. Okay, 2345. 14 has it.
Nice guy in Jersey.
and we'll hang around and see how long it takes street lighting to show up. Like I said, they got a long. If they show up within an hour, that'd be very impressive. But we'll see.
Roxbury, Engine 3, Ladder 4, a central station alarm. 39 Roxbury Street. Roxbury, nearest box 2127 Dudley and Warren Street. 1947. Engine 22, Ladder 26, a central station alarm. 722 Chalmers Avenue. Roxbury, Engine 22, Ladder 26, a central station alarm. 722 Chalmers Avenue. Roxbury, nearest box 2231 Chalmers Avenue, Wind Drive. 1947.
So I looked at the meter.
That's a 93A violation. That's damages and lawyer.
So he told her that oh, he was just moving. He was in the basement moving, and the ladder touched the breaker.
Wow.
103.020.
She come to this return. Main breaker is in the basement. Man, you don't have to drive out here, man. I'm not out here, man. I said, man, I'm in the basement. I'll show you where. This is where your thing is, okay? Call us back.
14 per hour. Engine 14. For EMS, we have an 80 female struck by a bus. 80-year-old female struck by a bus. We'll have the EMS.
I said we'll hang around here as long as we can. And when I first came, it was a little daylight. Now it's like I don't think there's any daylight. Like pretty much all the daylight's gone now.
Engine 4. We have EMS on scene. The party is leaving Coolidge Ave towards Cambridge Street. He's in a white jacket with black sweatpants. White jacket with black sweatpants. Coolidge towards what direction, sir? He's at the corner of Coolidge and Cambridge.
Fair to say though, all those wires are dead except for the wires coming out of the ground because
Okay, we'll update the police. They do have a unit.
unless it's still feeding to the wires in the ground, which it doesn't look like it is, because the pole over there is ripped off the base, and if those wires were live, at least one of those lights over there will still be on. The fact that none of them are on means I think all of them are dead. You might have a broken neutral too and a live heart too, so you never know. That's why you always do it with caution. You don't do it like you're reckless. That's why you have your testers too. So you put your testers on there first to make sure. There's a couple of ways you can do it. Or just put the two wires. No, don't do that. I used to have a guy used to do that. He put the two wires together and tap them to see if they're alive. But you don't. Yeah, you don't. You could do it, but don't do it. Yeah, so we're waiting around as long as we can. As you can see now, the daylight is pretty much gone. Let's see if street lighting shows up.
Engine 22.
Right now it's been 36 and some change. That at least from the time I've been here. That's not including the time they called it in, because if you look at the time they called it in, you probably got to add another, I don't know, 10 minutes onto it. So we won't even add the 10 minutes onto it. We'll leave it. I could, well, see, they don't really have an ETA on that though. But maybe they do. We'll find out.
Ladder 4. Ladder 4. You can return the engine.
Sometimes they do. We'll find. I'll call and inquire if they do have an ETA.
Engine 3 has a tank.
All units interested in overtime. Couple openings here for tomorrow. For the day 2
See if they put the call in. Maybe.
Engine 10, Tower Ladder 3, a central station alarm, 350 Washington Street, Boston. Engine 10, Tower Ladder 3, a central station alarm, 350 Washington Street, Boston. Nearest box 1273 Washington and Franklin Street, 1952. Engine 37, Ladder 15, installed the elevator.
311. If you're experiencing an emergency, please hang up and call 911. Otherwise, stay on the line and one of our call takers will be right with you, or use the Box 311 app to submit service requests directly. Thank you for helping keep our city beautiful.
Attention, Ladder 15, response to installed elevator, 1191 Boylston.
Boston 311, how can I help you?
Yes, I was wondering, do you have a call for Adams and King Street for a down street light pole?
Yeah, that's been reported over to our street lighting team now. They should be out there shortly.
Do they have an ETA, or do you know?
It looks like we just got it 5 minutes ago. I'd imagine due to the importance. I'd imagine it'd be no later than 30 minutes, but likely sooner than that. But I can't confirm the people.
So you just got the call, really? 5 minutes ago?
Oh, there's another one 30 minutes ago.
Oh, I was going to say, because that didn't sound right. Okay, so, all right, cool. All right. So you said they probably here within 30 minutes, you're saying?
Likely even sooner, but yeah, it looks like everybody has been alerted, so they should be there.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, take care now.
All right.
33, 1191 Boylston. Installed elevator.
If he would have said 5 minutes ago, I was gonna, that definitely doesn't sound right, because I can always almost play back the actual time when they called it in.
Fire alarm calling engine 37.
So that 5 minute call might have been from Eversource, what he's talking about, because Eversource probably told his dispatcher that it's street lighting, and then he called it in from the 5 minute call. But the fire department called it in. Well, know what happens? I tell you what happens too. And maybe he is right, because a lot of times when the power lights fall, when they see power on the ground, cable on the ground, the fire department doesn't know whether it's street lighting or power line. So they probably will call Eversource. And maybe when Eversource gets here and they determine that it's street lighting, then Eversource called street lighting. So maybe the call did go just to go street lighting right now. That may very well be true. Because a lot of times people see stuff and they don't know exactly what it is. They just know it's a potentially a live wire. So the one thing the fire department do know, they could tell whether it's Verizon, cable, or high voltage. So from that point they could say, oh, it's a cable line. They know what a cable line is. But a lot of times they don't know if that's a street lighting or that's actually a distribution line going through somebody's house. So that's the big difference. And I don't expect them to know that. I don't. That'd be asking for too much for them to know all that. Another one of those evacuation signs that they put these up during the 9/11 era for evacuation route. So if you go down to City Hall right now and ask them how does that work, nobody has an answer for you, and they still don't have an answer. They don't even know like how it's supposed to operate. You only can go either left or right. You can't go no other way.
For police, the party is now in the small park next to 40 Temple Street.
In a small park next to 40 Temple Street.
Yeah, we'll hang around for, like I said, as long as we can. This might be I want you guys to see real time how long it takes them to remove a light pole out of the street. Because if I pause it, then you won't know how long it took. But if I play the whole thing all the way through, you at least, you know what I'm talking about? If it makes any sense. I can always come back and be like, oh, it took them 5 hours, but you have no references to prove that that's right or wrong. A lot of people are confused. They don't know what to do. Look at this. What's up? Oh, you can't go through that way. There's a down power line. Like, well, you're not going to be able to get up. On what side of the pole?
I mean, I can go around. Can I go up Adam Street? Yeah, you can go up and around.
But
This intersection.
she said she lives like right there though. She wants to know how she get right.
No, I don't know how far down it is. I'm
Is it past King Street?
Yeah, I'm past King Street.
Well, you gotta go around, yeah. Yeah. If it's past King Street, definitely go around. But she said right there, like I'm thinking she's saying like right there, but she's saying down there, right there. So that's two different things. Right there is like literally like these two houses right here. But if you're saying down there, like they say like, it's different terminology how you say it. So right there that's not right there. That's down there. Right there would be like where that car is right. See where that driveway is? That'll be like right there. But that's down there. It's two different things. Well, at least you got an easy post. This is a good post. I'm telling you, man, this is a good post, man. I would take that post all day. Just watch why. That's a perfect post. I know.
It gets cold.
Well, the good thing is it's not that bad out though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of much longer, much colder.
I hear you. Somebody's calling me. Hold on. Hey, what's up, Javier? No, I'm around though. What's going on?
You could take myself off. And it's major from the 700 series off at 500 Geneva.
How that? What? Cat litter inside the toilet? Tell her I'll be there within an hour. Tell her I'll be there within the hour. Gotcha. Yeah. But how the heck do you get cat litter inside the toilet? That's interesting. Cat litter in the toilet.
With the patient, difficulty breathing and chest pain, 2000 hours. Firearms calling engine 10.
I know it. That's something you have to document, because when that happens, you gotta question the functionality of people that are doing that kind of stuff.
Engine 4 to fire on.
Firearms answering engine 4.
We have police on scene. We're going to return a 552.
Like I said, I'm trying to hang around here as long as I can.
552-2001.
Like I said, once I get there, if I see cat litter inside the toilet, I'm taking all kind of pictures and documenting that stuff for sure. And that'd be very interesting. Very interesting. So fair to say, that right there is a so this particular box right here, this pole right here gets its power from the ground, because so this might be the feeder pole right here. This pole right here might be the feeder pole, because the only reason why I say that, because that antenna and the transmitter and the radio up there in the radio equipment, a lot of times they pipe that through the ground below. But the only thing is, did it lose power there, or did it lose power somewhere else? And that's the thing you really don't know by looking at it. You have to really put your testers on there. But usually that one there is fed from the bottom, but they all fed from the bottom, obviously. But I mean, that should be a more newer pole than the other ones, I would say. Then you don't know until you test it. What the heck was that? Or there's somebody up there. That's what it is. There's somebody right there. You can kind of see them walking around. I know I'm hearing something. I couldn't make out what it was. There's a guy walking up above in the thing up there. I guess he's walking the dog. Other than that, I tell you what, once we reach an hour, I'm gonna head up out of here, because that means they're gonna take a lot longer than that. So once I reach the hour mark, I'll head up out of here.
Engine 48, a medical alarm, and Corcoran Drive, Hyde Park. Engine 48, a medical alarm, and Corcoran Drive, Hyde Park. Nearest box 3761 Beacon Street and Bozab, 20.
I'm gonna ask the city of Boston, what's the criteria to get one of these signs put up on the street? Like, who do you have to talk to get one of these signs put up, at the crosswalk? Because I see a lot of elderly buildings that don't have them, and that's where you should have them at the most. If you notice, there's one here, and there's one on the other side. There's solar powered lights. I'm walking to the side so you can see the other one over there. And I see them certain places, but I don't see them in the places where they should be at. It's a very, very easy install. Let's go. So when you get on this side, you see well, I have to kind of turn around so you can see what I'm talking about. Low voltage. You got low voltage on that. Right there. So what's the criteria to get those put up in the... Do you have to put a request in? Does it have to be like a unanimous vote? How does that work? Does somebody have to deem it an unsafe intersection? In reality, there's only one way you can go. You only can make a right. If that cruiser is blocking the street, the only way you could go is take a right. kind of like in the middle, so he's not blocking left or right. He's kind of like blocking the entire street.
You know what's going on?
There's a power line across the street over there. He can't see it, but it's there. I always tell people what I know, because it's not like that's you got to keep people informed, because some people do want to know. Like you can't be like, I don't know what it is. You could say that, but just tell them, help them out. That way they know what's right and what's not right. Like I said, once I hit the hour mark, I'm at 50 minutes now. So once I hit the hour mark, I'll probably just head up out of here, because then that means that street line is going to take a lot longer than we expect them to take. But it's very possible that Eversource just gave that call 5 minutes ago, so it will take another half an hour for them to show up, because the call that came in might have been the call that went to Eversource, and that's why Eversource came out here. Now, Eversource used to move their lines, and I think what happened was, it's not really a battle, but if it's not an Eversource line, they really shouldn't touch it, because for liability reasons, and you got unions and all that kind of stuff. They might say, well, why are they touching our lines? And they can always say they damaged it. And I mean, people say the weirdest stuff, so you never know. They always say, well, they shut off the whole transformer that was hooked to that line, and there'd be no transformer on that line at all. But you can't prove it. You know what I mean? How would you prove it? You wouldn't be able to prove it. So that's why sometimes you just don't touch it, because it's best safe than sorry. Eagle Sprinkler. Never even heard of him. And the thing about Public Works, you can't. I don't think you can call them direct. If you try to call them, let me see. I don't know if I have it in this phone. I don't think you can call. Maybe you could. Hold on. I don't. Let's say it's in my other phone, so I can't really. We'll see. We don't know. Telling them to cross the street because they're walking on the wrong side of the street. Like I said, I don't know if they have a. Oh, this. Let's see who picks up when you call this number. I don't know. This is the number that I have for them, but this may not be their number. Let's see who picks up. Look like it just rings. Nobody manning the desk. Yes, that phone just rings. Not even instant service. That might be just a daytime number. It might not be a 24-hour number. And then we also can do this. Let me see. Let's try this one to see if I do this. Does that make a difference? No, it's actually no. All right, Gary, we got 5 more minutes and we're gonna head up out of here. Looks like no sign of Boston Public Works. That playground up there doesn't have any lights whatsoever, so it's just like a dock playground. You guys can see that airplane. That airplane's it's probably getting ready to land in Logan Airport, but it's pretty low. You can't quite see the landing gears if they're down or not, but like we're not that far from where they land. So if you're ever down by Carson Beach, you can see the airplanes coming down pretty low as they approach over to Logan.
When do you leave to go to 7? Going up.
Trying to figure what should be the thumbnail. Should I make it or make it the cruiser the thumbnail? Maybe we'll make the cruiser the thumbnail. Well, we'll make the Eversource truck the thumbnail. How about that? Can we do that? Make the Eversource truck the thumbnail? Yeah, I guess we'll do the Eversource truck as a thumbnail. How about that? Alright guys, I'm gonna head up out of here. I think I hit my hour mark. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit over an hour, but so like they're not gonna show up anytime soon. And that's typical because I've seen it happen before where you wait out here for like, sometimes it's 3-4 hours. I mean, I think I did a video for the traffic lights on Mass Ave and what's that cross street at Mass Ave? Was it Mass Ave and Boylston Street? It might be Mass Ave and Boylston Street, where they waited like 2 hours or 3 hours for the that was BTD to come out. So street lighting is pretty much, you know, the same. The city of Boston has a bad response time when it comes to like stuff like this. Like I said, you can wait several hours before anybody shows up. So these cars clear, I'm gonna head up out of here. Alright guys, catch you guys on the next one.